Hello, good evening, Tribuners. Welcome back with me, Mutiara, in Indonesian News of Tribun Lampung. We will present you an updating and interesting information from every place in Indonesia. And here the complete news. The region of Southwest Aceh makes cooking oil manually. Innovative and creative, maybe that's the word that deserves to be pinned to the region of Southwest Aceh Regency Akmal Ibrahim. In the midst of the current scarcity of cooking oil, Akmal innovates by processing coconut seeds. The process is also done manually. The cooking oil produced by the former managing editor of Serambi Indonesia Daily still on a trial scale. In this trial phase, Akmal only plucked 4 medium-sized oil palm bunches from his garden, weighing up to 41 kilograms. From 41 kilograms, it can produce several liters of cooking oil. The region of Southwest Aceh assessed the Acehnese people should not have the right to complain about rare cooking oil as people say today. This is because Aceh has sufficient stock of raw materials to process cooking oil itself. Moreover, the area of the oil palm in Aceh is also very wide. If the work is taken seriously, Akmal believes this can become a barn income for a business, or it could be for a side business in addition to meeting their own needs. The next news is cooking oil in Majalengka Regency is scarce. The scarcity of cooking oil in Majalengka Regency is still happening lately. In fact, queues for purchasing cooking oil are still found in a number of minimarkets and supermarkets. The scarcity of cooking oil began to occur in the Majalengka Regency area after the government subsidized the selling price so that the price was cheaper than before. It is suspected that the scarcity of cooking oil, which started in early February, is due to unscrupulous persons or parties hoarding it. According to one of the wholesale shop owners in Majalengka, Ade with the age 36 years old, the supply of cooking oil is actually smooth. With such conditions, Ade suspects that there may be hoarding practices. A number of residents in Kota Angin have also expressed allegation of hoarding cooking oil, as stated by one with the age 45 years old. This resident of Majalengka Wetan village suspects that there are individuals who hoard cooking oil so that it becomes scarce. He also hopes that the government or related parties will act quickly so that people will no longer have to worry about finding their cooking oil needs. Meanwhile, according to traders at the major traditional market, the availability of cooking oil is still not what it used to be. In which case, the price of 1 liter bottle oil is still in the price range of 19,000 rupiah to 20,000 rupiah. Another trader at a market owned by the Maja village government, Maja district, also said the same thing. The next news is a young man in Bangka processes words into items of self-value. Who would have thought? Some people view it as useless stress, but in the hands of Rama Leo Batera, with the age 29 years old, this young man from Pangkalpinang City actually processes the plastic waste into coffers of money. Ateng, nicknamed Rama Leo Batera, has been processing plastic waste into cash for the past year. Because during COVID-19 yesterday, he was confused about what he wanted to fill his activities with. Mountains of plastic waste insects adorn Ateng's plastic waste milling warehouse, which is named Bangka Recycle. The sound of a garbage grinding machine came from the zinc entrance door. Ateng admits that 20% of the waste He milk came from the plastic cup of the coffee shop in Pangkalpinang. For the coffee shop's own plastic cup waste, said Ateng, it reached 200 kilograms per week into his warehouse. Ateng got the plastic cup trash from scavengers in Pangkalpinang. He has not worked with the coffee shop for garbage collection. Ateng said after collecting the garbage, the plastic cups were separated again from the one with screen printing to the one without screen printing. Then it went into the milling process and dried. Ateng admits that plastic cup waste is indeed increasingly coming to his warehouse because of the increasing number of coffee shops in Pangkalpinang. Not only coffee shops, said Ateng, contemporary beverage outlets are also contributing. However, Ateng actually enjoys this because every trash that comes in becomes a source of finance for him. The next news is 101 students from Malaysia exposed to COVID-19. 40 ex-students, children of Indonesian migrant workers in Malaysia, received repatriation scholarships to continue their education to high school in Indonesia. This year, they have the opportunity to continue their high school education in 3 provinces, namely North Kalimantan, South Kalimantan, and South Sulawesi. Facilitated by the Indonesian Migrant Workers Protection Agency, the 140 ex-students are scheduled to be dispatched to 3 destination areas via Nunukan, North Kalimantan. Arriving at Nunukan cross-border port, they underwent 2 PCR swab tests. The results of the first PCR test, it was known that there were 20 students who were positive for COVID-19, so they had to undergo quarantine. And the results of the second PCR swab found 83 students positive for the coronavirus. Representation for the Nunukan COVID-19 Task Force, Sabarudin told Tribun on Friday, February 18 yesterday, saying students from Malaysia are the largest contributors to the COVID-19 cases in Nunukan Regency at this time. The next news comes from Bali. Soybean prices rise. Tofu producers suffer losses. Soybean prices for raw materials for the manufacture of tofu and tempeh naturally spiked. From kilogram, the price is 7,000 rupiah. Now it is up to 11,000 rupiah. One of the tofu entrepreneurs in Denpasar City, Aang, said, the increase in soybean prices greatly affected tofu sales. From 1 quintal of soybeans, he only gets gross sales of 2 million rupiah a day. Of course, he got this amount long before the price of soybeans went up and the COVID-19 pandemic broke out. He does the production using 1 quintal of soybeans a day with 4 workers. He also got around to reducing the size of the tofu so that he could still sell the tofu at the normal price. The increase in soybean prices, admit Aang, had occurred since 2 months ago, and indeed the gradual increase in soybean prices. In fact, not infrequently due to this increase in soybean as raw material for tofu, he experiences a loss or minus when selling his tofu. And the last news is, a fire broke out in the market of Sayung, Central Java. A fire hit Sayung Market, Sayung District, Demak Regency on Friday, 18 February 2022 night. The fire devoured 3 buildings, including 2 wet fish stalls and 1 basic food store. The incident occurred at around 9:15 p.m. There were no victims in this incident. Firefighters using 2 fire engines were at the scene. After the fire was extinguished, the 3 stalls that caught fire were lined up by the police. It looks like the goods in the stalls were shared, but the building framework and roof are still intact. From the information, the total loss was more than 50 million rupiah. From the descriptions of the traders in the vicinity, the fire is thought to have arisen from a grocery store kiosk belonging to Suripah, 45 years old. They saw that for the past 3 days, the light in the stall had been turning off and on. Well, that's all the news for today with me, Mutiara. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.